Stop paying this. You think your bag is the right size, but at the gate, the airline tells you it's going to cost $150 to fly. They aren't just being strict, they're using hidden rules you've never heard of to take your money. Here are 5 baggage traps that cost travelers thousands every year, so you never get caught again. Rule number 1. The basic economy trap. The basic economy fares have completely rewritten what carry-on means, and most travelers still don't know it. Here's what changed. On major carriers like American, Delta, and United, and especially on budget airlines like Spirit, Frontier, and Ryanair, the cheapest fare tier no longer includes a carry-on bag in the overhead bin. Not even close. You're paying for a seat and one personal item. That's it. The moment you try to put a roll aboard in the overhead bin, you're looking at fees that range from $50 to $99, sometimes more, at the gate. The trap? The booking interface shows you a low price. You click it. You don't read 14 screens of fine print. You show up thinking you're fine. Make sure before you book, look for the letters BE or the words Basic Economy next to the fare. If you see them, open the full fare rules. If a roller bag matters to you, that $30 you saved, it just became a $70 loss. Rule number 2. The dimensional weight scam nobody talks about. What you didn't know is that airlines don't just charge by weight anymore, they charge by size. This one catches even experienced travelers off guard. It's called dimensional weight or volumetric weight, and it works like this. Airlines calculate an imaginary weight based on your bag's length times width times height, divided by a number called the dim factor. If that imaginary number is higher than your bag's actual weight, you get charged for the higher number. So you could have a bag that weighs 18 pounds, well under most 23-pound limits, but if it's big and boxy, you might be billed as if it weighs 30 pounds. This applies most aggressively to checked bags on budget carriers and international routes, and it's almost never mentioned at booking. What you must know is that soft-sided bags compress, hard-shell cases don't. When you're packing, think slim, not just light. And always check your airline's dimensional limits, not just the weight limit, before you leave the house. Rule number 3. The code share confusion penalty. These one costs people hundreds on a single trip. Code share flights have different baggage rules, and they don't always tell you. Here's the scenario. You book a flight through Delta, but the actual operating carrier is a regional partner airline or an international partner. You assume the baggage policy is Delta's policy. It is not. The operating carrier's rules apply to your physical bags, and those rules could be stricter, more expensive, and completely different from what you saw when you booked. I've seen travelers get hit with international carry-on weight limits of just 7 kilograms. That's about 15 pounds, when they were expecting a US standard size-based rule. One laptop bag, one pair of shoes, a couple of outfits, and you're over. Suddenly you're paying $80 at the gate. Always do this when you get your booking confirmation. Look for the words operated by. If you see a different airline's name, go directly to that airline's website and read their baggage policy for the route you're flying. Don't assume, ever. Rule number 4. The loyalty status illusion. Do you know your frequent flyer status might not protect you the way you think it does? This one stings because it hits people who travel a lot, people who feel like they've earned their perks, and they have. But elite status baggage benefits come with asterisks that are getting bigger every year. First asterisk, status benefits often don't apply on basic economy fares, even if you're a top-tier member. Delta, United, and American have all tightened this in recent years. Second asterisk, status on one airline may not transfer to a partner airline on a code share. You might be gold on Delta, but if your connecting flight is operated by a partner, you could be nobody to them. Third asterisk, status benefits for checked bags frequently don't extend to overweight or oversized bags. Your free first bag is still free, but that same bag, if it's 52 pounds instead of 50, you're paying the overage fee. The 2 pounds cost you $100. Always try to log into your frequent flyer account before every trip and confirm which specific benefits apply to that specific ticket. Don't assume last year's rules are this year's rules. Rule number 5. The 2024 rule change that caught everyone off guard. Several major airlines have quietly changed their personal item size rules in the last 18 months, and travelers are getting caught completely off guard at the gate. Here's what happened. Coming out of the pandemic, airlines noticed that travelers were maximizing their personal items, stuffing underseat bags to the absolute limit to avoid checked bag fees. So airlines started cracking down, hard. The new rule that almost nobody is talking about. Ryanair, EasyJet, and several other European carriers now require you to pay to have your carry-on stored in the overhead bin, even if it technically fits, unless you've purchased a higher fare tier. Your free carry-on goes under the seat, period. You have to buy a personal item bag that is measurably within limits, not borderline. Leave a 1-inch buffer on every dimension. And if you're flying budget in Europe, read the exact tier rules for your specific ticket before you pack a single item. The rules are not the same across fares, routes, or even seasons. Airlines make billions from fees that are technically optional, but practically unavoidable if you don't know the rules. The traveler who knows these 5 things will never get hit with a surprise charge. The one who skips the fine print will fund someone else's free upgrade. So before your next trip, do 3 things. 1. Check the fare class. 2. Go to the operating carrier's website and read the baggage policy for your route. 3. Measure your bag. Actually measure it and leave margin. Which of these have you been caught by? Let's warn others in the comments. Please like and subscribe to this channel for more travel tips and hacks.